what is the methods here. So here you see this what is a method in Java. A method is nothing but a block of code or a collections of statements or a set of code grouped together to perform a certain task or operations and having a name. So it must have a name here. Just you see this the void sum. So this the sum is here, and there is a name this, and the curly braces. So we will see this what are these things, okay. And one thing you know that the symbol of the method is this the first bracket, okay. And you know this is the symbol of, or this bracket is the curly brace is for block, and this bracket is indicated for the array. Now here so this is the method here, the definitions, and we use this method as to reusability of the code. So that means one methods, when you create that, you can use number of times in your project, and we write a method once and use it many times, and it also provide the easy modification and readability of code. Just by adding or removing a chunk of code, the method is executed only when we call or invoke it. Let's see here some definition, that is the doc.google.com here, and you will learn lots of things if you come to this because they are the creator of the Java, and it has various definitions and various tutorials given over here. So here you see that one method here, and this method is a group or block of code here, and here there are certain components here. You see this, the public, this is called the access specifier or a modifier. So there are different kinds of access modifiers, and that is the public, private, protected, okay, and default. So and then the data, the return type here. So you see this here, the return type is double here, okay. And here are the name of the methods here, and these are the parameters that pass through the methods, okay. And this is the statements written inside the method here, and this is the curly brace here. Now here you see this the modifier such as a public, private, and other will, and here the return type, this the return type, so and double, int, float. And here I have given one example here void here. So you see this the void here. So void here, that means it return nothing, there is no return keyword here, and it void when we know that the function will not return anything, so we should write void, okay. And then the method names, the rules for field names apply to method names as well, but the convention is a little different here. So when we write a method name here, so there is a convention, like say if I write say like simple interest, method of simple interest, so there will be there is a two there are two words there in that, and how you write that. So you write that simple interest, and this is the how you should write here. So here you see this, the s is small here and the I capital here. So this is the conventions, okay. And when you write the class name, that if two words are there, so each and every word first letter will be capital letter, okay. This is the conventions, but you can write here is small, but it is not uh, it is not used in professional world, so you should adhere to it. And then there is a parameter, that parameter some value will take or pass into the methods, and there will be some exceptions here. So let's here you see it's the type of the methods here. There are two types of methods in Java. There is a predefined method and there is a user defined method. Predefined method, you know that the method is like println, it is a predefined method. Okay, we have seen these println methods. There is a length method and there is lots of methods are there, sqrt methods. Okay, so these are the methods that is defined inside the Java, and the user defined method that we are going to learn. Okay, so let's do a programs in Eclipse, and then I will dissect all the components of the functions or the methods. Now let's start. First I'll go here, come here, and then create a package here, and this package. So today the class is the fifth day of the class here, and now so we should write here the day Java day 5. So whenever you write, you should write the package, okay, so that the organize the program will be organized in a good manner. Now here I write the say first function here, summation. The class name is summation over here, and I'll just write it here, summations. Okay, and this is the class name. Now we will discuss lots of things over here. Okay, watch it here very carefully, that everything here. So here I have to define a variable here, so I'll just define the variable here, int a. So I need three variables for addition. So here I have defined a comma b comma c here, and so this is the variable, and this variable is known as the instance variable. So we will discuss it later on. Just I will concentrate on how to create the methods, then I will discuss all these components later on. Okay, so just you in this time, just you know that what it is. So this is called the instance variable. So you write here instance variables, and this is the instance variables. Now I am going to define the method here. So here the say public and then void, and I'll take the two numbers here. I'll just the number is in assign the number here. So I'll write this sum method here, and here now I a equal to 10 here, and say b equal to 20 here, and then another methods. Here is one method here. Okay, there is a this is the one method here, and then another method I'll define it these. So I'll just sum it here. So here c equal to a plus b. Now here you see this the a equal to 10, b equal to 20, and c equal to a plus b. So another methods I am going to create, that is the display. So here void and display. So here display, so I will display this the summation here. So let's sys out and press control space, and it will print all the system dot out dot println. So here sum equal to, and here the c here. Now here you see these two methods I have defined, but I haven't defined the main method here. So how will I run these methods? Okay, I will run the method from the main method. Okay, now you can create the main method over here, or you can create a main method in a separate class. So currently I will create the main method over here, and then I will do that this separately. Okay, but let's here define it here. So public static void main. So you will just write here main, and then you just mention it. Now it is created automatically here. Now I can't use this function directly over here, or the method directly over here. So we should take one object. So you have to create the objects. Okay, so here this is the class, and this is the class name, and and inside the class name, this method I have defined here. But when I'm going to use this method inside the main, then I need to create one object for that. So we will see this, what is objects and what is class here. So I'll create one objects here, and the summations. Then I'll take this OB. So you can write any name over here. So here the OB here. Now I'll write here OB, then here summation, and summation, then semicolon. So here this is the class name, and this is the class name, and I have created the object over here. So OB is the objects, and then new is the keyword which will create the objects here, and this is the constructor. So we will learn constructor later on, not right now. Okay, constructor is also a method. Here I have not created a constructor over here, but it is created by itself. The compiler will create that methods when it will compile, and the constructor is doing nothing but to initialize the variable, instance variable. Now I am taking this OB here, OB dot. So first of all, here you see this OB dot, and then the method name, the sum, I have called here sum, and then the semicolon, and then first it is called, and then this method will perform its action, that a equal to 10, b equal to 20, and c equal to a plus b. Then after the calculating, so c contain the 30. Now I'll call here dot ob dot display, and this is the method. So let's run it and see what is happening here, and then I will discuss something about it. So here so you see this the 30 value is here. So let's dissect these methods one by one here. So I will copy this into my presentation, that is the PPT PowerPoints. Okay, now let's see one by one here what all these things. So here you see this is the class name here, summations. Okay, S is capital here, you see this, and this is the class keyword which will create the summation class, and this is the public keyword which is the specifier. We will learn this public, private, and all this in later on. And then here the instance variable. So ABC here, ABC is here instance variable. We will see in the instance variables, local variables, and the class variables in a separate class. Now here after defining this instance variable, then we define the methods here. So the method name is sum here. Okay, and this method the return type is void, because this method will return nothing here, and that is why it is void here, and this is the public method. Now inside the curly brace, you see this, inside the curly brace, this the code here written here, a equal to 10, b equal to 20, and c equal to a plus b. Now here it is written here, and then void display. There is another method here, that is display, and here I haven't written the public here. But if you don't write the public keyword, then it will become the default. Okay, it will become the default method, default specifier. So we will also learn the default method later on. And inside the system.out.println, then the summations will be printed. That is here, it will be 30 here, so it will print the 30. Now when we want to run this method, so we have to create the objects inside the main, because with main method we will learn our Java programs here, and here you see this the summation here, and this is the object I have created with the help of this new keyword, and this is the constructor here. Now I have to call this ob.sum and ob.display. Now here you see this the object is the this object, see this ob here, this ob contained a b c three variables, and the type is int, and three variables, and this ob also contained the sum method and the display method. So five components are combined in ob. So you see this, all the things, all the ingredient of this summation class comes into a single unit here. That unit is called ob, and this is called the encapsulations. So here the encapsulation done. So here when we define the object, so here is this, when I define the class here, it's just the blueprint of the class of the object. Here the it will nothing, but if you create the objects, then it become something. Like say if I say that student, if I say student class here, and then I don't name any student, like say if I any names, like say Rahul. If I say the Rahul, then Rahul is a person here, and then Rahul become the students, and this is the objects, this is the class, this is the objects. So when I define the objects, so all that ingredient, whatever the ingredient of the students is comes into the Rahul. Okay, like say Rahul has the name, that the roll number he has, he will read in certain class there, he has mother father name there, the address, the phone numbers and all that. So, okay, so here you see this. Now then ob.sum. Now I'll call this method here ob.sum. Here the calling here, okay, the method is calling with the help of ob objects here. And you see that when I call the sum here, we don't see anything inside it. Okay, so here actually we have created this method here, but when you define, like say you are using like println, you don't know how or what is written inside it. Okay, you don't know what is written inside it, but in spite of that, you just use how to use as, like you have used that next inf method with the help of a scanner class, and then the object we have taken like this sc dot next int, or a next double, next float. So these methods are that define inside it. So you see that we just see the method, we just know how to use the method. So here the abstractions happen here. You see this the all the ingredient become hidden inside this method. So that is what the abstraction is. So in this way, this is a very simple method here, and in this method just it read two numbers and then added the numbers and then printed the number. Now the question is, you say that why should we create this method here? Instead of we write here all the components here, like in previous program, in previous day classes. So why should I write this? Okay, now here the benefit of that, the reusability is here. So when you define here, when you define this, you can use the reusability, that is you can reuse the code, and then readability. Now say if I want here again ob.sum, then I can call it again. If I call it again ob.sum again, then I call it again. So we don't write this code again and again. Now suppose that you have a project there, and say there is there is some method there in that in your projects, and in this method say 100 lines are there. Okay, 100 lines are there, 100 lines are there, 100 lines methods are there. Now these method you need to call 10 times. Okay, 10 times. So how many times you will write this 100 line? That means 10 times. That means 10 into 100, it will be 1000 lines. So 1000 line you need not write write again and again. That means this 100 line you don't write again and again. You just call the method. You just call the method, and whatever the lines contain in it, it will automatically done. And also you don't need, when once it is run, you can run it every time, and it will run accurately. So this is the and also you can reuse the code. So if say certain modification is required, you just modify here, you don't modify here. So ob dot sum, you have used number of times ob dot sum here in your projects, you don't need to modify this. You just say you want to add one line here, you can add it. So these are the benefits. So here you can modify the code. Okay, I think the method is clear to you, everybody. Is there any questions? So up now I'm going to create the methods that will pass or the parameter here. So here the number is which is defined over here. I'll just define this number over here. So I'll define this number here here I'll just define it here, and say I'll take this int x comma y here. Okay, int x comma y. Now I'll take this the scanner class also. Okay, I'll take this scanner class also, and this ob equal to new, and then scanner, and then system dot in. So I'll take the input here, and that input will pass this with here. Okay, through this method as a parameter here. So let's first I'll input this method here. So sys out. So give one prompt here. So here enter two number, and then you enter this x equal to sc dot next int next why it is not taken. Oh, sorry, here it is sc. Okay, that's why it is not taken this next int. Now here I'll pass it here a y. So I'll take the another number in y here, and sc dot next in. Now after defining this, I will pass this int this number here x and y through here. So here it is x comma y here. So x comma y, I'll just pass it, and this number, obviously when I pass this number also receives something here. So I write here int, say int a. I'll write here say int a and b. So the number that is, say I'll pass it here, say suppose I'll pass the number here say 50, and here I'll pass the number say 90 here. So this 50 comes into this pass through x, and this will receive by a, and then y is received by the b. So here I'll assign this a equal to a and b equal to b. Okay, so it will pass. Let's run it. What is happening here? There will be one problem here. Let's see what is the problem. So I'll just enter here the number say 50 and say 60. So here 110 is printed over here. But if I define this c here, I'll not define it here. I'll not I'll not just I just add this number over here. I'll just add the number over here. So what will happen here? You see here, there is certain problem here. So let's just run it here. So I'll enter here say 50 and 60 again. Now it's time, this time it will give you 0. You see this time it will give you 0. Why it is 0? Because here you see there's it's very important here. You just here take a look here. Why it is the 0 here? Now here the a is here the local variables, and this is the local variables, and this local variable assigned to the local variable. This variable is not this variable. Okay, here a is not this. Here is this is the a and this is the b. And when I define the local variable, and its the visibility will remain inside this method. It will not comes into this methods. Okay, it will not comes into this method. That's why the C is here, the 0 here, when because I just did this intentionally, the summation over here, not here. So you see this, the result is 0. Now what is the solution? The solution is that we should use here, there is a keyword called this dot. Okay, this dot, and then this is another key, there is this dot here, I should also use here. Now here you see that's when I mention the this dot a, this denote to these particular variables or the current objects, okay, of this class here. So now this dot a, so this will assign to this a, and this dot b, then this dot b assigned to this b, and now it will take that the number over here. So here let's run it again here. Then I'll give this 50 and 60 again. Now you see this 110 comes. So if I don't define over here this, so the visibility will not be here. Okay, mind it. When you define anything inside a variable, local variables, so it will, here it is the local int a and int b here. So here it is this the visibility will is as visible in this method only. This the visibility is not here, so that's why we should use this keyword. Now there is another thing over here, when we pass the variable, so this variable is called the actual parameter. Okay, this variable is called the actual parameter, and this variable, that the variable that which receive the value from the main method here, and this particular variable is called the formal parameter. Okay, formal parameter. So you see this the methods over here, so let's again run it. Then say 90 I'll give this, then 80 I'll give this, so 170. Now the answer is okay here. So this is the method which take the parameters. Okay, it is takes the as a parameter over here, and this parameter is called the actual parameters. When I input the value over here, okay, when I input the value here, when I input the value over here, so you see this, the x will take one value and y will take another value, and then I'll pass this x and y, and then this value will receive a, and y value receive in b, and this value will assign to this dot a. This dot a means these variables, and this dot b means this variable, the instance variables. Okay, and then c plus a, c equal to a plus b, then it will be printed as whatever we input the variable. Like say I have input here 90 and 80, it will print me 170. Now so here you see this one parameterize here, the parameterize function. Now I will give you one more here, the method type, that is the return. Okay, return. Now I am going to use the return over here. Okay, and this returns, I'll just make this the calculate method. Okay, I'll just make it calculate. Okay, calculate, and I'll just make this method as calculate, and I'll not call this because I need to return a value. Okay, I need to return a value. So what should I write here? Int. Why should I write here int? Why should I write int? Why should I write at int? Because I need this the sum here, the c will return over here. So I'll just delete this line here, and then type here return, and it will return what? Return c here. Okay, now you see this, the error is gone here. So here it will return C here. So I'll write here also the public, okay, public specifier. And now here public int calculate, then this a dot a and this dot b equal to b, then it's added the value here and then return C. Now return C, where it will return, where it will return, say this method is gone here, so this method I'll just delete this method. Now where it will return, so it will return at somewhere. So I will take one value here, one this s here. Now this will return to s, okay, this will return to s. Okay, actually the value will not return over here, just value it will pass here, the value will return in calculate. So I will call this method here jd s equal to ob dot calculate, okay, ob dot calculate. And this value will just the say I'll enter say 19 and 80, so 170. So 170 will return over here, and then I will print this 170 over here. So here I'll write here the sum method here, sorry, sum equal to, and then plus s. So here you see this the value here is return value here. So after calculating the value, then the C value will return, and this the particular here, this is the first method which will receive this value here a and b, and this assigned to the instance variable a and instance variable b with the help of this keyword. And then I'll call here ob dot calculate. So ob dot calculate will call the method here and return C. So whatever the a plus b contains, and this calculated in C, and then it will return to S here, okay, it will assign to S here, and then I'll print it here. Let's run it. Then I'll give here say 80 and say 80. So here you see this 80 plus 80 is 160. 160. So here are the 80 that will take in the x here, and then 80 another 80 is takes in the y, and then it will pass to x and y with the help of these methods, and then it will receive over here the int a and int b, and this will assigned here and here. And then another method is called here ob dot calculate. So ob dot calculate is calculating the value of a plus b, and then it will return the value. So here the return the value, that means it will assign to s here, okay. So so this is what the return method here. So I have defined the methods here without any parameterize or without any return, then with parameter, and then with parameter and return methods. So this is the very first I have defined what is a method here, and just you have seen this. Now we will see the different methods, and there are different types of more methods there, and in the next class